Hello, welcome to this mod called Exotic Critters. So I've been looking recently at a lot of. Welcome to this mod called Exotic Critters. Welcome to this mod called Exotic Critters. The mod. So welcome to this mod called Exotic Critters. I'm going to start the actual spotlight in about 5 minutes, but I want to have a little chat first about about animal mods in general, right? This is an animal mod. It's also Spanish as well, so it's kind of interesting. If you look at like the Canary Islands, it's a very important part of natural history, right? So that's something which is important to keep in mind. One of the things I often think about animal mods is how can animal mods be classified correctly in Minecraft? And I thought about that for a long time. So what I want to do, and just, I don't know why I'm going to mention it particularly on this video. I may say it on another video as well. But I thought of a good way that we could classify things, because when you think about how the history of analysis of biology occurs, what has happened is that everything everything was sort of based on how things look up until about sort of like the middle of the 20th century, and now we're getting into genetics and into much more advanced like things, right? And unfortunately for Minecraft, it doesn't actually help to say that all this animal's actually, the genetic, and there's all these like genetic codes, and where do these, if is it 5' or whatever. It's just like stuff which is just like nonsense to the average person, right? But at the same time, you don't want to have very basic, outdated ideas from, say, the 19th century, right, or the 18th century, or. So what I thought was a good idea is take an idea of how biology was viewed in the middle of the 20th century, and and that would be a good way that you could potentially like try to have some organization. Could you perhaps take the biology of the mid 20th century, and could you say and do it, for instance, in the way that the tech mods do it, right? So they have a fluid dictionary for their fluids, and then they have an ore dictionary. That way you don't have more than 2, 3 different types of copper. Could you actually apply that to mobs and try to have an organization, not based on advanced, like the latest, what category, what clade is this in, what is the super order of this and that, but just a more basic, but not too basic look somewhere in the mid 20th century. And to illustrate the point I'm actually making here, I actually thought I've thought about this before, but this is not actually something I invented recently. I thought of, so to sort of illustrate what I'm talking about. This would be how you see all the animals in the mid 20th century. I'm just going to read a little thing that I've got here. So for instance, we've got monotremata, which are egg-laying creatures. So normally, like I think every reptile, apart from a few, are egg-laying. And then you have marsupialis, which is pouch bearers. We have primates, which have got fingers and toes. Insectivora, it's an outdated term now, but might be useful, is to refer to small animals that eat insects, like shrews and hedgehogs. And we have Chiroptera, which is bats. And then we have Edentates, which is like insectivores, but with fewer teeth. So looking at the amount of teeth of the creatures, also I think in a more basic way than perhaps they do it now, it would be useful. And then we also have lagomorphs. So that is squirrel, something with gnawing teeth, and then rodentia, which is. Sorry, I've got. Okay, then we have lagomorphs like rabbits and hares, and then we also have rodentia such as squirrels and anything with gnawing teeth. Even though you could probably combine lagomorphs and rodentia, because the gnawing of the teeth is actually not that different. But anyway, and then in the carnivoria, again we're going to use old terms. The pinnipeds, which would be seals and walruses, and then you could do special teeth or flippers. And then we have the fisipeds, carnivores with separate toes, such as cats, dogs, and bears. And then for the water ones, we have Sirenia, which is sea cow, manatee, or dugong, adapted to the aquatic, but not as much as whales are. These are obviously in mammals. And then we have Cetacea, most specialized aquatic mammals. And then finally we have the ungulated, which is hoofed animals. And then finally we have the ungulates, the hoofed animals. So that we 1 or 2 toes, grinding teeth, 1 or 2 toes, grinding teeth, and the aardvark would be a primitive ungulate because it has no front teeth. So that could be a way to like yeah, can you imagine that like a mod pack where the animals just get more and more teeth? That would be like a simplification of evolution, but still quite a. It could be quite interesting to do that because it seems like you just get more and more teeth, right? But anyway, and then we have ruminants as well that chew cuds, such as cows, elephants, and camels. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I know like it probably doesn't make sense to talk about that here, but the reason I say that is because in a mod like this, right, what tends to happen with animal mods is there tends to be like some very interesting animals, which are from the past or from the present, um, but it also seems to get convoluted with the actual Minecraft mechanics. So there tends to be like, for instance, this. Like this is like a robot, and it's kind of like this thing doesn't really suit like a uh, like not quite sure what this thing does. But anyway, we're gonna start with the what's it called? Not that. So this I think just fights with the other mobs. There are 2 different crivils. We're gonna go to the biome that's added. I'm curious. Interesting. All right. So to begin with, then we're going to go to the actual biome that the crivil is from. That is called the That is called the Ndongo Bosque. So let's go to the Ndongo Bosque. And yeah, sorry for just going on about that at the beginning, but I would love to see like a proper like organizational structure in terms of because there's lots of cool things that you could potentially do, right? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some armor here. We're going to use some astrite here. You can watch my video on this particular mod if you're interested as well. This will just help me to move a bit. Not that. Okay. Because I would love to see like proper. Can you imagine if you had really good like organization structure in animal mods? It would be a game changer in terms of because then people would really be able to if there were certain developers that wanted to focus on behavior or they wanted to focus on the diet of the animal, they could have little small things that they could add in, and that's like what everyone wants, right? So that's the reason why I spend so much time talking about something like that. What is this? Fluto. Oh, this is difficult to deal with. What are we going to do then? Alright, so let's start with this crivel. Alright, I want to start with the crivel. Oh, that's right. Alright, let's start with the crivel. Huh. I don't even fucking see it. So that drops the krill claw, becomes wet iron. So wet iron. What on earth is going on with this? This is such a funny mod. So wet iron. Right, so you put it there. Also, apparently, you can use plasma for it. Don't know where you find plasma though, but yeah, right click with the wet iron and not this plasma though. Let's just see which plasma. Maybe you need a full block. You can get a bucket of plasma. Where do I pour it on top? Interesting. Alright, it looks like there's a lot of stuff that will spawn in this Ndongo forest. We also have this sorbet. Sorbet. You can feed him evil souls apparently. Let's try that. Interesting. He doesn't like zombies. Oh, what's this? Can't see what is lifting me up. Okay. Models are really good. I think it's because I turned it on to peaceful already. It doesn't seem to do anything. This is weakness and slowness. Right, I'm not sure what's going on with that. The krill claw. You know what? I'm just going to go through the list at this point because I feel like if I don't just go through the list. Let me just see if I can, when I'm falling. This will work. You going to drop me anytime, buddy? Wonder if I got it. Yeah, that's funny. Interesting that I was moving. It actually gave me a velocity, I think, here. Normally that doesn't happen, right? If I just did this. Oh no, maybe it has. I don't know how that managed to happen. What is that? Okay then. Yeah, this thing I just can't kill. How much health does it have? I think it probably doesn't have that much health, but the only problem is that it won't. But you know what I could try is the kunzite has got a life steal, hasn't it? I'm gonna try kunzite instead. What? Let's use the Bow Knight this time. We'll take a kunzite sword. Alright, let's try the End Bear. These are just absolutely mental, these creatures, though. That's the problem. Alright. Oh, here's my stuff. Oh, well. What is this? It just picks you up, doesn't it? Isn't there a slow falling? I'll just take this. What is that? Okay. So that didn't work. Right, so the horn is used for what exactly? Can make 64 cores fruit or a Vixie spawner. Should we see what the Vixie is? Not that we're already on that one yet. These are all in the end, by the way. There's just so much stuff. The list is absolutely gigantic. Let me just see. I think you have to search through the list. There's only one ingredient. You'd also need spectral jelly and Vixie plaque. And a wet iron block. We already saw how to get wet iron. So it's kind of interesting that it does seem to be like some method to it. I'll be honest, again, one thing I noticed with a lot of biomes is I don't like the biomes. Just changing the sky color. It sounds cool in practice, but I think it's much harder to do than. Let's have a look at this. Let's see what this is. Oh, looks like you need a bow. Yeah, I think you need a bow. That's why I died last time. Oh, it's dead somehow. Yeah, I noticed that the peaceful stuff doesn't work properly sometimes. Alright, but we're going to go back to the list anyway. You know what, while we're doing some end creatures, I don't know, I just don't want to go to every biome because I feel like it's not really that beneficial to go to every biome when really all we want to do is just see. Like, bro. Okay, let's look at this thing. I don't know what the difference between these two is. A zombified flying mollusk. I love the textures. Let's make sure we're normal, yeah? See, to me, the AI not being like anything special isn't a big problem. I don't really care about that, right? And the tentacle can make the ho-ho milk. Should we give that a drink? Guess so, right? Does it tell me what that does? You know what I might do actually? Not you, dude. Oh, it's just... There's the other one. Oh wow, that one's like an enderman. Oh, maybe there's another... Okay. Alright, so there... So again, so the end... okay, so the end bear and the Endorial are in... The end bear was a flying bison. That's not how you spell it. Let me just see. Some of these may not be here. I think it's experimental boa. There it is. For some reason there's no spawn egg. Oh, that's what we saw in the... a very tall arthropod with 3 legs shoots strange spores that throw you as far as possible like a turret. This creature appeared at the end, the nether and the Ndongo. You can tame it with cooked ulalu. Do you mean this? What on earth? I think the difficulty thing works. I think they're peaceful, at least we regen health, so it doesn't really matter so much. Cooked. Gin's not here. How about some... let's just get the ulalu spawn egg. Was that available here? Oh yeah, it was. Alright. Wow, infinite poison effect. That's not great. Ulalu fish can be cooked into what? Ulalu fish. Alright, so we'll get... Yeah, I've got that already. Okay, we tamed it. The ulalu fish, by the way, is... They are fish that when you hit them will give you a disease that you will not be able to remove until you drink milk or ho-ho. Appear in the end and the dead forest. Okay. So back to the boa. So it appears in the end and the Ndongo. You can tame it with cooked ulalu like I just did. Once tamed, you can give it ulalu again. When it starts to release yellow bubbles, you can assemble it and use it as a turret. The hell? Okay. Oh, I see. So now you can basically drive it and it's shooting out. That's cool. I wonder if it's actually functioning much use. Should we try killing the other one? I don't think this is going to help me much, if I'm being completely honest. Then we have the Fluto. We also have the Fluto Queen. Alright, buddy. Apparently this is in the end and also the Ndongo forest. It almost doesn't matter where it comes from. It's going to make it... I think a lot of these mobs are neutral ones. Just make sure we're in there. I think if we spawn it here, it will work better. It seems to come from like a hive or something. It does drop Flutonio, just for armor. Flutonized end skin. I wonder if this has got different Fluto Queen, right? Let's look at this one. Oh. Jeez. Something like Starship Troopers. Maybe I'll get a bow. What is that? Oh, they've got the arrows as well. I wonder if we shoot these ones. What is that with that audio? Interesting, I can hide underneath the... where this damage is coming from. Was that the turret killing it? Damn it. It just slams you against the ground. I could have taken it. It just twats you right up in the air there. This, buddy. Wanna go? Jeez. That he dropped someone that... These things don't really do much. Alright. I dread to think what this thing is. Do we even want to know what that is? Bro. Yeah. You see what I mean? Like, these things are so much cooler than what you actually normally... Oh, these... I like this guy. What does this thing do? Gives you mining fatigue 3. Great. You're not going to do... Any chance of any normal arrows? Let's use regular arrows. I should really... Where's... I really can't tell where his hitbox is. Looks like it's somewhere in the middle. Alright, let's go alright, we spent quite a bit of time in here. I want to go through all the different biomes. This is the Ndongo Bosque. We go to the tall grasses maybe next. Okay. What on earth is going on here? There's some weird... Okay, so this is a dead forest right next to it. This looks like it might be a world gen structure as well. See what this block is? Nether wall. Bones 3. Oh yeah, that is from this. That's cool, right? I like that. Alright, so like I say, like you may not not everything will be from where you expect it to be from, blah blah blah. So the actual ho-ho itself, we've already seen it at some point. Now, let's get rid of those boxes. They're not that interesting to see the boxes. Well, that gives you an interesting effect. That's kind of cool, actually. Because funny enough, it's actually not that... oh, well, it lasts a little bit longer, maybe. That's a very good combination, though. Surprisingly good combination, right? It's actually quite easy to... I mean, I know something's run out at this point. It's actually very, very easy to navigate. How cool is that? I like that a lot. Alright, so we've got another one from the end and the Ndongo forest. This is called Fernisio. And what are you? A crustacean? Oh, we should already put it in the water, right? Maybe not this water. This water's a bit dark. We'll go for the... at least this biome is nice and bright. Are you swimming around or what? We really didn't check like these things, right? You would expect most of these things to actually just enjoy being... Yeah. But if we go back to the Fernisio... They definitely go for the water though. It says it's high shell. It can be easily picked up. Oh, that's it. That's how you do it. Cool. So it actually has a state change. I really like that. With the door sound. You can put it down. What does it do then? You can just place it down. How weird is that? Okay. What does this do? Okay, well, let's move, they obviously make a lot of noise, those things. Arbolito. Is that a tree? I'm not sure really. Don't know why there's... I think those are particle effects as well. I think it's difficult because there's a lot of good stuff in like a mod like this. Oh wow, there's a lot of good stuff in this chest as well. Nice loot table. Okay, Emperor. This guy will just, it looks like he just kills anything. Let's see. It has to be a small mob. What about pig? Yep, no problem. What is this? That's cool. I like that. So the Lemperor is a large salamander or bioluminescent fish that kills any small mob. It'll catch if you come into contact, it will catch you in its jaws. When it dies, it will drop a marine lantern in the Ndongo forest and warm oceans. And its drop is the marine. Is this some sort of... Let me just get this... Bro. Oh, I don't have the lapis on it anymore. That's annoying. She dropped a Lemperor tooth. The Lemperor tooth can be made into a water stick or mycelium or prismarine. This is what it means by the global. Where do you get the global from? I have a feeling that the water stick is key. What does this do?